We're going to continue in the Aliyah, the third Aliyah of the Parashah, Parashat Vayeshev. So yesterday we discussed the fact that Yaakov Avinu decided to go against the flow. We know that Avraham Avinu was a ger, Yitzchak Avinu was a ger, and Yaakov is a Shiva. Yaakov decided to settle. Avraham, באנגלית עכשיו. Okay, so now what happened was, the question of yesterday, that the whole problem with Yosef started specifically because Yaakov went against the grain. You see that Avraham Avinu was a ger in the land, Yitzchak was a ger, so what is he coming over here? And he decided to do yeshiva, he decided to settle. And that's what made HaKadosh Baruch Hu upset. Who are you to go against the grain? We have rules in here. You are only gerim ba'aretz hazot. I will give it to you one day. There will be a time to come. Also, we have to notice that why did the whole Maaseh with Yosef started? The general question, why Bichlal the Jewish people have to be led to Egypt? And this is the beginning point. The Jewish nation had to be led to Egypt. As we said last week's parashah, Rabbi Yosef points out, the Midrashim, Me'am Lo'oz brings over there, that Shvatim, the 12 boys, with their father, conquered 21 nations. 21 nations. All the Canaanim, they were waging war against the father, Yaakov and their sons, and they were only teenagers. The oldest one was maybe 18 years old, Reuben. And they conquered 21 Goyim kingdoms. We talk about at least 2, 3 million, maybe even 20 million people that they killed in the middle of all those wars that they had. And the problem with that, the reason why Hashem is taking them to Egypt, you have to understand, Egypt was Avdut, Egypt was She'ebud, Egypt was to break them and to bring down to the Anava, to humility. If you have somebody like Yehuda, Zoek Aryeh, and here we start, what happened? Reuben says, you know what, let's not kill Yosef, this is the Aliyah, let's throw him in the pit. So the Aliyah starts, as soon as Yosef comes, they capture him and they throw him into the pit. First of all, what's inside the pit? They said, no, there's no water, but there is scorpions, there's snakes. What's the purpose of that? Reuben said that if he's chayav, everybody, according to them all, they all agree that Yosef has to die. He's a rodev, haba leorgecha, hashkem ve'orgehu. So they ruled that halachically they were allowed to kill Yosef. But over here, Reuben says, why we have to spill blood? Let Hashem decide. So what do they do? Throw him into the pit. What happened? Over there now, they went in there to rest after the Psak Din Halacha. They threw Yosef inside. They took away his Ktonet Pasim, his coat, and now they're sitting there. What happens? The Midrash tells us, come the Midyanim, and they take out Yosef. He's still alive. There's a boy crying in the pit. They take him. Okay. All of a sudden, the brothers see somebody pulled out Yosef. And they approach the Midyanim, say, what are you doing here? This is our boy. You can't take him. He says, what are you talking about? He's in the pit. This boy looks, you look ugly next to him. Yosef was so beautiful that the brothers didn't come close to his. Yaakov Avinu and Yosef and Avraham Avinu and Yitzchak, they all look alike. So, but the brothers, they were different images. So the Midyanim said, you want to lie to us? This is your brother? Are you crazy? So Yehuda, all he had to do was just open his mouth. The Midyanim followed the horses just from his screech. And then they go to sell them to Ishmaelim, then Ishmaelim sell them to Midyanim again, and there's a whole mischar happening in this aliyah. Yosef has been sold back and forth between the merchants who's going to Egypt. In the end, HaKadosh Baruch Hu desired for him to go with the merchants that had a beautiful aroma. What happens is, if a person walks into a fish store, 99.999% of the time when he comes out of the fish store, he has a smell with him. Long smell, but for a tzaddik,
especially when your store is next to a fish store.
Right. For a tzaddik, it's not a good thing to have a smell. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want. Usually, Arabs, they deal with what's their best business today? Oil. Arabs sell oil, diesel. They sell diesel, smells, and everything. This time they were selling what? Perfumes. For what? For a tzaddik, Yosef a tzaddik. Now he's going to initiate taking down the Jews. Why? Because of this great might that the brothers had. Imagine, 13 people conquered 21 countries. We talk about miracles upon miracles, and more than just miracles. They felt like they're the Giborim. They are the A. So what happened now? Bring them to Egypt for the next 230 years. Break their shiflut, bring them down to humility, and they were brought down to humility. Ad kedei kach, lo kam anav kedei Moshe. We reached the level we were supposed to reach, where Moshe was produced by this nation of humility. Where is Moshe coming from? From the two troublemakers. Who's the two troublemakers? One of the two troublemakers? Levi. Shevet Levi. No. Anava. Who came Anava? Came Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was the biggest Anav, and that was the reason why we had to go to Egypt, to get this humility, and that would bring us back to Egypt, back to Eretz Canaan, with humility, with love, and growth, as we will experience. We'll learn the next Aliyah B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow. Thank you.